Did you know that if a human were to be suddenly beheaded, their brain would remain conscious for a shocking 15-20 seconds before shutting down? That's long enough to potentially have a brief conversation or even blink a few times. On the other hand, a cockroach is a much harder creature. These resilient insects can continue scurrying about for up to 9 days without their head. Thanks to their decentralized nervous system, a cockroach's vital organs are controlled by clusters of nerve cells rather than a single brain, allowing them to keep going even without their head. However, eventually they will succumb to dehydration as they are unable to drink water without a head. Have you heard of the phenomenon of the death erection, also known as angel lust or a terminal erection? This is a post-mortem occurrence in which a male corpse becomes erect after death, typically as a result of being hanged. This odd and somewhat unsettling event is technically a type of priapism, a persistent and often painful erection that occurs without sexual arousal. While it may seem strange, death erections are actually a relatively common occurrence and are thought to be caused by the relaxation of muscles and vessels in the penis at the time of death. In China, it is considered fortunate for a family to have a large turnout at a funeral, as it is believed that the more people who attend, the more luck the family will have in the future. As a result, families often go to great lengths to ensure that as many people as possible attend the funeral, even if they did not know the deceased personally. One unique way that some families in China achieve this is by hiring exotic dancers to participate in funeral processions. These processions, which are parades or marches that take place before or after the funeral ceremony, can feature scantily clad dancers who are hired to help attract attention and draw in a crowd. While this may seem unusual or inappropriate to some, in China it is seen as a way to ensure that the funeral is well attended and to bring luck to the family of the deceased. Did you know that in New York City, more people take their own lives than are murdered by others? It's a surprising fact, given the amount of media attention that murders often receive. While the headlines are filled with reports of deaths caused by violence, the reality is that more people in the city die by suicide than by murder. This is a poignant reminder of the many different ways in which people can be affected by mental health challenges and the importance of addressing these issues in our society. Did you know that high school sports can be a dangerous pursuit? In fact, 1 in 200,000 high school age athletes suffers a sudden and unexpected death each year. The sport with the highest risk of sudden death is football, where male athletes are a staggering 5 times more likely to die than female athletes. These shocking statistics remind us of the importance of taking proper precautions and ensuring that all athletes, regardless of gender, have access to the best safety equipment and medical care possible. Contrary to popular belief, the holiday season is actually a time of lower suicide rates. Despite the common perception that the stress and pressure of the holidays can lead to an increase in suicidal thoughts, research has shown that the opposite is actually true. In fact, suicide rates tend to be lower during the holiday season, possibly due to the increased social support and connectedness that many people experience during this time of year. So, while it's important to be vigilant about looking out for loved ones who may be struggling with mental health challenges at any time of year, it's good to know that the holidays may provide some extra protection against suicide. Did you know that the majority of deaths in fires are not caused by burns, but rather by suffocation due to the lack of oxygen and inhalation of toxic gases? It's true, when a fire breaks out, the heat and flames are not the only dangers. The smoke and gases produced by the fire can be deadly, as they can quickly deplete the oxygen in a room and replace it with toxic substances such as carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, and hydrogen cyanide. These gases can lead to unconsciousness and death in just a few minutes, making it essential to get to safety as quickly as possible in the event of a fire. Did you know that after you die, the very enzymes that once helped you digest your meals will turn on your own body and start to break down its tissues? It's a disturbing thought, but it's true. This process, known as autolysis, begins within just 3 days of death. As the body starts to decompose, enzymes that were once used to break down food will start to digest the body's own tissues, leading to the characteristic signs of decay. It's a sobering reminder of the fragile nature of life and the important role that enzymes play in our bodies, both in life and in death. Did you know that the US government does not consider old age to be an official cause of death, despite the fact that it is a common way for people to pass away? This may seem strange, but the reason for this is that there are always specific underlying causes for a person's death, whether it be due to the failure of their organs or the progression of a particular disease. If you're someone who loves to discover the strange and unusual, then these playlists are perfect for you. From obscure historical facts to mind-boggling science, we've got a wide range of topics that will keep you entertained and educated.